Good afternoon. This is Scooter. And I wanted to talk today about people being rigid. And someone that I know well, a young woman who I'm very good friends with, told me that she's usually very rigid. And I said, well, why would you be rigid? And that was very confusing to me because rigidity doesn't get you anything. Progress is made when you knock the wall down and you move past whatever is on this side of the wall to the other side of the wall. So being rigid, being stuck in your ways, being unable to move through the problems that exist, that's a real problem. And rigidness means stiff, unyielding. And she was saying, I had this interview, and usually I don't do such and such, but I did this, and they offered me a job. And it was because she changed. She changed what she had to say, what she had to do. She moved from being stuck. And that's part of being rigid. When we watch the news, so many of these things, like the people in Charlottesville, Virginia, and the statues of the Confederacy and all these things, that's all examples of people being just rigid, stuck. Why are you stuck in 1865? It's 2017, getting ready to be 2018, and they worried about 1865 because they keep trying to put the Negro in their place, right? And that's a real problem. Come on, catch up. It's not even 1965, it's 1865 for them. Because in 1965, the Civil Rights Bill was passed. And I have a lot of stories about driving with my mother after they passed the Civil Rights Bill from New York to Maryland, which are too long for this video. But I want you to be clear that if you are ever going to make progress, if you're ever going to change something, if you're ever going to see the goals that you envision, you must not be rigid. Because sometimes you look over there and you say, well, I need to get to the other side of the room. And when you start marching to the other side of the room, you realize that there are all these obstacles meant to impede your progress. But if you turn the corner, there's no obstacle and you can walk right there. Or if you take an axe and break the table up, you can walk straight through to the corner, and that's your goal. So there are always lots of ways to get to a goal. And there always are going to be obstacles and barriers in your way. But being rigid and thinking that there is only one way, that only this way can you do it, it's not real. It's like saying the only way I can have $1 million is to buy a winning lottery ticket. So you go buy a winning lottery ticket, and you're spending all your little ducats on the lottery ticket when all you had to do was sell the table that Aunt Sally gave you that's 300 years old, and you got your $1 million. So you walk by that table every day, but $1 million is what you want, and you won't sell it because you're going to win the lottery with a lottery. You're going to win the lottery and have that $1,000,000. So my word to you today is stop being rigid, progress, set your goal in sight, and keep going. Well, I am Scooter. You have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.